We're going to be talking about Sarah Stern. Sarah Lee Stern was born on March 24th, 1997 to her loving parents, Michael and Carla, who raised her in Neptune City, New Jersey as an only child. In 2013, her mother actually passed away from cancer. Now, by 2016, Sarah was attending Brookdale Community College, where she studied TV production and art, and she was on the path towards a successful and creative future. But she never got the chance to live out her dreams because of what happened on December 2nd, 2016. At 2:46 a.m., a 911 call was placed by an Uber driver who was passing over the Route 35 Belmar Bridge, and they reported an abandoned vehicle. Then at 2:52 a.m., an officer arrived at the scene to find a silver 1994 sedan abandoned on the bridge. And no, there hadn't been an accident, but what concerned him was the fact that the keys were still in the ignition. However, there were no signs of a body or any personal belongings nearby at all. So he goes ahead and calls dispatch to try and figure out who this vehicle belongs to, as well as to get a tow truck over there to remove the car from the area. And he quickly learns that this car is registered to a woman named Lillian Stern, who is Sarah Stern's grandmother. But it wasn't Lillian who drove that car. It was Sarah. So their efforts that night were to try and get in touch with her. So they started out by reaching out to her cell phone carrier to ping her phone, and they were able to see that her phone last registered at 7:49 p.m. near her house. Two officers are attempting to locate Sarah, and they decided to enter the house through the unlocked front door after repeated efforts to knock on doors and windows went unanswered. And inside the house, they performed an extensive search, not only looking for Sarah, but for anyone who could help explain where she was and why her car may have been left on the bridge. But there was nobody inside. So the officers continued to look for Sarah, and their next attempt was to go to another house to look for Sarah. Now, how they made the connection to this house is a little bit unclear, but they somehow figured out that Sarah was really close friends with a guy named Liam McAtasney. Now, Liam and Sarah had been friends since grade school, and they had always been really close. And then during freshman year of high school, Liam became friends with another student, Preston Taylor. And over time, the three of them became sort of a group. Liam and Preston actually lived together in a house that was owned by Liam's parents. And even though it was 4 a.m., Liam's house was next on their list. He then goes on to say something that would end up being critical in this case, and that is that Sarah wanted to get away from her crazy dad and move to Canada. So right there, Liam setting the scene, planting the seed, trying to build a storyline.